Okay. All right. I keep saying this, Kayla. I do. I keep saying this when I grow up, even though I got you by like 30 years, I think. When I grow up, I want to be you. You got such an exciting
Thanks.
life. I got to tell you, there's nothing boring when you go on the road. When you go on
Yeah.
vacation, there is nothing boring.
No.
I mean, you went skiing, a few months ago, maybe a year ago. I can't even recall. And you come back engaged. Now you go out to Arizona, you know, on top of another different kind of mountain, no snow. Now you're hitched. I even saw that little thing
Yeah.
on your finger, that little black thing on your finger, man. You are like,
Yep.
that's nuts. How was it? How was the experience?
It was great. It was probably one of the best trips that we've had, just as a whole. I mean, obviously, getting married was a good grand finale to it, but yeah, the whole thing was awesome.
Was it a grand finale or was it the beginning of the trip? I mean,
It was the very end, so it was in
oh,
Sedona. So it was our last stop of the road. We drove like, I don't know, 1,400 miles or something over the time we were out there. So that was Sedona was our last stop of the trip, which was awesome.
that's great. That's great. And so really, really, really happy for you.
Thank you.
You know, running a business, doing all of the things that you do. I know there's a lot of stress that comes along with this. So when there can be moments that you can just sit back and just say, "This is really cool. I'm really happy." I know you got a lot of people happy for you, both of you. It's really really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So, but you don't some people go on vacation and they come back and they say, "Oh my gosh, I haven't done anything in a week or 10 days," and I'm looking at you and you look still as buff as you always look. I mean, you didn't put on 5 pounds over vacation. You didn't. I don't hear you saying, "Oh my gosh, I got to get back to the gym." Let's talk about this upcoming months, right? This is where maybe families are going on vacation, people are going on vacation and they're going, well, how am I going to maintain my health, my fitness as I go on these trips, and how do I avoid coming back and feel like I'm starting over, right? Feeling I'm starting over because we've said this all along at times, right? Starting is the hardest thing. So if in your mind is you're always starting over, that's got to be pretty tough to deal with, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, no, I don't. I feel like that's not a good feeling and something I try to avoid. But I know over the summer, every year when we have consults, I hear that same chatter over and over. Is they have guilt, they have shame, or something like I know I listened to the podcast that you and Chloe did. Was that's a thing too? Is that they won't come back in? It's like vacation's over and it's like, oh, I feel like shit, so I'm just going to take another week off, and the next thing you know, you went on vacation for a week and you haven't been into the gym for 3 weeks. Um, so I thought, yeah, let's talk about that because we want to try to eliminate those conversations and those feelings that people have around vacation because you don't want vacation to become stressful for you. If your intention is to be healthy and be happy with your body and be capable and feel like you've made progress, you don't want vacation to be something that takes away from that.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if this if this connects or not. But you're like you got these basketball playoffs going on right now. You got WNBA starting, and you've got all the playoffs. You got Caitlin Clark out there that just throws up threes and just keeps throwing them up, throwing up, throwing them up. All right, she doesn't worry about missing a shot. She just keeps going. Right? We miss a workout. We worry about it. We tend not to take the next shot. Right? Although, did you know about shooting when you played? I mean, what was your shooting percentage? Like 30%?
Not
I mean, I'm just.
not great. Not your my yeah, it wasn't great, but I
But
yeah, I missed a lot of shots and I got a lot of rebounds. That's what I
well,
like.
that's what you pad your stats, right? You pad your stats, right?
Pad the
You want to get
stats.
those
Usually
rebounds,
make the
but
second
but
one.
there's that thought, right? That you miss one, you don't take the next one, right? And you put it off. And I like the kind of the athlete's mentality, right? You just keep shooting, All right. And keep coming to the gym. And if you miss one, no big deal. So let's talk about some things that can help people get through these vacations and still maintain their fitness levels and really, but also maintain, like you said last week, Chloe was really into this mindset, right? This, and would you, it wouldn't be called that foo-foo stuff, right? No, she's,
No, she wasn't. She was
no.
pretty like
Yeah. Yeah.
direct, straight to the point. There was not a lot of woo woo in there.
No,
I
woo woo.
liked it.
That's right. Woo woo. Sorry. Hi. First thing you said, first recommendation you have is set the right expectations. Explain that.
So I just think that having the understanding that it is vacation, so it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be your normal food, your normal workouts, your normal training times. Like, it's not going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's vacation. You're supposed to enjoy yourself, right? So, you're going to eat foods that are pleasurable. You're going to do workouts that are fun, maybe, and not, everybody sometimes has that daunting feeling of going to the gym and lifting weights or whatever. But on vacation, that's one of my favorite things about vacation is I just do what I want to do as far as fitness. It might be a bike ride, it might be a hike, it might be a hotel workout that I just go in and I'm like, oh, what do they have? I can make up something. Might be a body weight workout. Like I think that feels great if you um, are there. Like there was a guy at the campground that we were to stay. He was in like a sweet Airstream, and he was doing. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we came back to get a bite to eat before we went back out. And he was doing yoga, like in the sun, in the middle of the desert. And I'm like, how great is this? To be able to do yoga at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that is the expectation. Is like, don't expect it's going to be perfect, but you can try to stay as close to a routine as you can and get your body moving as much as you can, but in maybe like a fun way.
Yeah. Anchor your body with protein. Number two, anchor your body with protein.
Yeah. So when I think about this, and obviously I just came back from vacation, so I may compare it to a lot of the things that I do or we did, but um, most of the time when you're on the road, protein is not like an easy source to have. Like one hotel stay that we had, they had breakfast. Granted, it wasn't a very nice hotel, but we were also in the middle of nowhere. The options. So their breakfast, they had like bagels, they had English muffins, they had oatmeal, they had like a very sugary brand of yogurt, cereal, and
Did they
it's
have
like,
that
well,
waffle
those are
maker? I love
they.
the
I don't know
waffle
if they
maker.
had those, but if you look at it, it's all like mainly carbohydrates. So and when you're on the road, you go to a gas station to get a snack. Like the carbs are what are there. It's harder to like dive in deeper. So, but what that does is it just leads to hunger later on, or crashes later on, or cravings that you wouldn't normally get if you start your day off with that. So, like what we do is soon as we get there, we go to the grocery store, we buy like a little styrofoam cooler, and we keep it in the car the whole time, and it has hard-boiled eggs. It has like deli turkey in it. Sometimes the grocery store will have like a like pulled chicken and a thing. We'll get beef jerky. We'll just get protein basically because we know we can find carbs. And then we keep that in there. And then every morning, maybe some protein bars or something. Every morning, that's what we will start out with. So the rest of the day, you at least got your first meal of protein in, 30, 40 grams of protein in the morning. And then the rest of the day is usually set up a little bit better. Keeps you from overeating, keeps you feeling full, maintains muscle mass. That's a big thing on vacation. We're not lifting as many weights, so to try to preserve as much muscle as you can while you're gone, I think is important.
Yeah, and sometimes we view vacations where, oh, it's just I've been so stressed at work. I've been so everything is just go 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 go, and now I'm gonna get to vacation, and I see that lounge chair next to the pool, or I see that lounge chair that I can put on the beach, or whatever might be. I'm just gonna take this time to relax, and maybe we choose to move less. Talk about making movement a priority when you're on vacation.
Yeah. So I think no matter what the vacation is. So whether you are in an all-inclusive beach resort, whether you're in the mountains, whether you're in the desert, wherever you are, you can move your body without access to anything. And I would say a lot of people probably stay places where they do have access to a gym. You know, there's some of those resort gyms or hotel gyms have really, really nice facilities.
Yeah.
So I think just have in your mind, okay, this is what the trip looks like. Maybe plan some fun like activities that aren't don't feel like a workout. You know, we always try to go for like a bike ride or hikes when we're on vacation or something fun. You know, like zip lining or rock like the climbing wall. There's things in these places that we don't really get to do here. That I think that's what we try to do is try to plan like one active activity during the stay that's a little bit off the norm. But you can always go for a walk. You can always go for some type of hike. You can do a body weight circuit, in your hotel room. I know last year we went to Italy, like I don't know, but Europe doesn't have gyms anywhere. There was no access to it, and it was fairly hilly, so run kind of sucked. So, and the streets that people drive like crazy, so you don't really. I was like, I don't know if I want to be out walking on these streets all the time. So I did like a body weight workout in the mornings, every morning, just some squats, some push-ups, some stretching, sit-ups, lunges, dips on the chair, all this kind of stuff you can do in a hotel room. And I'm not saying it's an hour; it's like 20 minutes in the morning just to get your body moving.
Yeah.
And then check. I try like trying to check too of like stays. So like on this trip, we had two hotels that had gyms, and that was by design because we knew we would be kind of like in a camping world, and then in a town that had nothing because we were in like five different places over the 8 days, 7 days. But we booked two hotel rooms that did have gyms, so at least I could get a couple lifts in while we were out there. And I think, people, if you're looking at a hotel, and I would look at if there's a gym. If one has a gym and one doesn't have a gym, and that one that has a gym is the same price, probably go with the one that has a gym.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were in Nashville this weekend, not quite the trip that you had, but we had the opportunity to drive around East Nashville or walk it. I mean, and really take in things that we don't see here in Morgantown, right? It's just a totally different environment, and just the visual aspect of it, the environment that you see, just getting out, walking in the fresh air. Literally, we were up late talking with my son Ryan, so we were up late, but I woke up at 6 because that's when my body's telling me to wake up anyhow, and they had a treadmill. It was not good, really nice weather, but they had a treadmill down there, and I just went on and ran for 30 minutes, which the rest of the day felt so much better. I could just imagine if I decided to, well, it's the weekend. I'm visiting my son. Well, we can just sleep in. He's not going to be ready for a while. We'll just sleep in till 9, and my the whole experience in my body would feel so much different just from that simple choice to just get up and move a little bit before the day started. How about,
Yeah.
and you mentioned, you put it in this phrase, and I don't know if, because there's one word in here I really want to, I don't know if it's this podcast or not, but you said use hydration as a cheat code. And there's something about when I hear cheat, and because it goes in a mindset, in my mind, it goes in a mindset of I failed. I'm cheating something that I'm not, right? I'm doing, right? And somebody says, well, I had a cheat meal. No, you didn't. You just had a
Hmm.
nice meal. It's okay. You're going to be back on track tomorrow. But I do understand what you're saying here, but explain it a little bit more. Use hydration as like as a cheat code. What's that mean?
Well, you remember like when you played video games back in the day, and you could always like find those cheat codes, and it like gave you something. Maybe if you're playing like a game that has weapons, it gave you like a special weapon that made it easier for you to
It's a different
get through the
cheat
game.
code that you're talking about. This is a different cheat.
Yeah, like or you have not that we want to cheat on tests, right? But maybe you have like a little cheat. It's not maybe you're cheating, but it's like a system that you can figure out an answer. Maybe what are they called? Like a acronym or something, right? Like that's kind
Yeah,
of
it'll help you
like
remember.
a like the letters that are the answer. It's not cheating, you're still remembering it, but it's like a cheat code for that answer. And that's kind of how I view hydration. Because, well, we're really talking about right now summertime because a lot of vacations happen in the summer. And so I hear a lot of times with people when they're in their normal work day, they wake up in the morning, they're at home, they have a water bottle on their nightstand or in their kitchen, and they go to work, they take their water bottle with them, they have a water cooler at work, they go to the gym, they always have a water bottle with them. But when you're on vacation, it's like, well, you're in a hotel room, there might not be any water in there, right? You're camping, there might not be easy access to water. So you have to think about it a little bit more, and you're usually sweating more, which then a lot of times you mistake hunger for actually it's dehydration. And so I just think if you can be mindful about getting enough water in, it usually will help negate some of the downstream effects that would come from it. So the way your body feels, maybe you're having drinks, like you're having alcohol. Most people drink alcohol on vacation. That it's going to help with that. It's going to help with hunger cues that maybe aren't really hunger cues, and you're just thirsty. And you're probably just dehydrated naturally because if you're outside moving and it's summertime and you're hot, you're getting more dehydrated. So I just think if people can focus on hydration, it would be, like I said, a cheat code to making you feel better.
Love it. I love it. So I think if you anchor your day with protein, use hydration as a cheat code. All right, it'll probably help you with this next one, and that is use the one plate rule. Because I
Yeah.
know when I'm so I'll just dive on the sword here. We went out to eat, and everybody got their dinners, and there were some chips and stuff left over, and somebody didn't eat it, but I'm sitting there going, well, I'm still hungry. And I started to reach over onto their plate, and I broke the one plate rule.
Yeah. And I feel like I probably did too. I think that this one, maybe it's not exactly a one plate rule, but like I would say you could also I touched on like protein and veggies first. And so I think that's the big key here is when you go out to eat, whatever meal you get, make sure you start with protein and veggies. And then maybe the extra or the fun or the pleasure can come after that, or on the side of that. I just feel like sometimes when people are on vacation, they feel like it's a free for all. I'm going to eat whatever I want, how much I want. And what happens is what they don't get the proper nutrients, they don't get the proper protein. So if we same thing, we start with that. Chances are you're only going to have one plate because you're going to be full from the vegetables and the protein that you had. That maybe the fries or the chips aren't as good with it, or you get that as your main meal and then share something that's pleasurable like fries, chips,
Yeah, get a basket.
nachos,
Don't put it on your
pretzels.
plate.
Yeah.
Get a basket and share. Sure.
Yeah, and it's shared. So you still feel like you are enjoying yourself and doing, you know, pleasurable things with around food. But that's not the priority. Like pleasure isn't the main priority every meal you have. It's like making protein and vegetables a priority, and then the pleasure comes with it on the side. I mean, that's what I just think about the food. We had amazing food, and I was eating things that I don't normally eat, right? But we were just talking about it last night. We went to this restaurant in Flagstaff, and I don't know if we were just real hungry, but we got pizza. We don't get pizza a lot, but it was this little Italian restaurant, and we got pizza, and we said, I swear to God, it was the best pizza I've ever had. But if you looked at the meal, it was like we both had large grilled chicken salads, right? Like that was our meal. And then the pizza was a very small, like personal pizza that we shared. So it's like, and I mean, yeah, I'm still focused on the pizza, but the main meal was vegetables and chicken. But I still remember that pizza, and it was just as pleasurable if I would have eaten a large pizza by myself. So I think
Yeah.
that's like an example, it's like I
Yeah.
still got to enjoy and experience, but it wasn't like the main goal, I guess.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. This next one, I laughed when I saw it. I did. As I'm going through my notes, and I will say that my lifestyle has changed tremendously in the last couple of years, and this I may have approached this one differently in the past, the way than how I do today and now. But I laughed and I said, "You got in your notes here, be intentional with alcohol." And I'm so, damn it, I am very intentional with alcohol. But I think you mean that in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, best case scenario is you don't drink alcohol. I am will be completely honest. I had lots of beers when we were in Arizona. We went to some fantastic breweries. Um, but I think that is kind of where like that was my intention is I'm not going to random places to drink beer. I'm not going to, it's like we are going to we research breweries, we look at their Instagram, we look up what beers they have. That's what we do. That's part of our travel is we love trying new breweries. Um, and so, whether whatever it may be, maybe you're a cocktail person, like you look up the best cocktail place that there is. We're not just like sitting around drinking all day just because we can. And I think you just maybe set some rules around it, like boundaries around it. Like maybe it's certain nights, maybe it's only certain times of the day. Um, Maybe it's a limit. That's those are kind of my. I'm just thinking of my rules. Like we're not drinking in the middle of the day. Like we're out doing stuff. We're running around, whatever. When the evening comes, right before dinner, we maybe go find a brewery or we, get a pack of craft beer. I know we did that a couple times because I don't know if anybody knows, but the Navajos they don't drink alcohol. For people who like to have a beer in the evening, the Monument Valley area, that's hundreds and hundreds of miles of Navajo Native American reservation, you can't get alcohol anywhere. And
Try.
so it's dry, dry. Uh, but we had picked up like a 4 pack and just kind of sat out and played cards, which is like fine. It's like that's still craft beer. We're still enjoying something. It's just not like we're going to get hammered. And it's like a limit. And then sleep that was I know that might be coming up
It's coming up.
but that was another thing is like not drinking we're not I don't think any of our clients are partying until there's no reason to party into the wee hours of the morning, right? We're not college kids anymore. So I think that's something with alcohol too is like a time frame of like, yeah, this hour 2 hours is a time frame. I'm gonna have a couple drinks and after that I'm done.
I love it. I do like it. It's even this wasn't a vacation, but it's being intentional and it's thinking about the people you're with and just being social and whether it be with family or be with friends. Like so Bob who just moved up to Vermont, right? He spent a year with us. He loved you, loved the gym, loved the people, but had to transition up into Vermont. And he gifted both of us, probably others, I don't know, but a bottle of wine, really nice bottle of wine. And I thought to myself, I could just sit here by myself, and just pour a glass. Or how about this? I'm going to see my son and see my grandchildren, and I'm going to be with family. And rather than me just sitting, drinking a bottle of wine at home by myself, let's share it. Let's enjoy it, with people we care about. And I had, and if Bob's listening, we enjoyed that bottle of wine so much more because we were with people, that we cared about, and there was meaning by it. I told my family, hey, this is a gift to me from one of my clients, and it meant a lot that he thought enough to gift us with that. So, as you talk about, being on vacation, going places, and maybe visiting a brewery, trying, tasting something maybe you've never tasted before in that setting, and rather than just going to the store, loading up a cooler with a case of beer, and say, how fast can we finish this damn thing? We're on vacation. Those
Yeah.
days are over.
Yeah, I hope so.
So let's talk about sleep. Tell me a little bit about that. How does that protect sleep?
Well, I mean, I think that like just I think I kind of already said it. It's just That's probably the one thing that you can control while you're on vacation. Is kind of similar to alcohol and food. Is just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you have to stay up till 1, 2 a.m. Uh, Nothing good happens after midnight, so just go the hell to bed. Um, but it's a good time. For me, that's a good time. I don't have to. We woke up early a lot of days, but there were a lot of nights that we were. You hike all day, you're out doing stuff, adventuring all day. I'm in bed by 8 o'clock because I can be. There's no reason to stay up longer. So I just think about that when people are on vacation is, if it's not serving you to be up, or if it's not serving you to wake up early, then maybe don't do it. I think that's probably my downfall is Lauren always she said the whole time, why are we waking up so early? And so I could probably get better at that, is like learning to sleep in a little bit more while I'm traveling. But yeah, I just think it's good for people to think about, where you can maybe protect it when it's not worth it, I guess is the
Yeah, I love it. So I'm going to combine these next two,
okay.
just for the sake of time. All right. I just want to, don't cheat your response to this, but there's a couple I think that kind of maybe align with each other. The 80/20 vacation rule and control what you can control, right? I mean, those two
Hmm.
things kind of combine. What are your thoughts on what's that 80/20 kind of ratio mean? When you put it that vacation rule and then, yeah, just control what you can control while you're on the road.
Hmm. Um, well, I think there are a lot of unknowns when you travel, unless you do a really deep dive into planning your itinerary. But there's a lot of unknowns of what food will be available, what access to training will be available, what time for, if you're traveling with kids and stuff, you're like, I don't know when I'll have time. That's a big thing we hear um, from clients is like, I don't know when I'll have time to train or this. So I would say, like, think about that beforehand or plan for it in there. Like, if I can't, then this. So an example would be like I had already talked about is the snacks on hand. Sometimes when we travel, we don't know if there's going to be anywhere to eat that is fairly healthy, so that's where the cooler comes in. Is like, I know I can control this because it's in the car on ice all the time. So there were lots of days, actually every single morning, that's is like there's nothing to eat. We're at a campground, we're at a hotel that has stale cereal, we're in the middle of nowhere, there's nowhere to go. Like, so it's like, but I planned that. That's why we got the cooler in a city that had a grocery store and we had it packed full, so I had a breakfast every morning. But if not, what are the options? I have to eat something, so it's probably going to be the stale cereal or going to the gas station and getting whatever is there that's probably not in alignment with what I want. Um, and then the 80/20 rule is kind of the same thing. Is um, it's about having intention to around what your goals are. Like, I know what my goals are. I know what I'm training for. I know what I want to feel like when I come back. I don't want vacation to set me back. So 80% of the time, I'm making choices that support those goals. 20% of the time, I'm having fun. Right?
But
Like,
isn't
that's
that kind of,
where,
but and I know we're talking about vacations here, but I've heard you,
but
I mean, I
that's
hear you
life
talk all the
too.
time, right? I mean, this
Yeah.
is life. Live
Yeah.
life in this
That's
rule
life.
too.
Yeah, it's not like I only drink beers on vacation. Like, I have beers in life
How
too.
about chicken wings?
I
Do
eat,
you have
I eat
chicken wings?
chicken wings every weekend, pretty much. So, um, yeah, but I think a lot of people maybe don't think like that. So they think vacation is that, like, oh, it's time to, like, go hard. Like, I'm off the wagon this week. Like, anything goes. I only live once. And it's like, yeah, then you feel like shit when you get back. And then you just, not that you necessarily are set back from your goals, but you kind of are, because you're in a different mindset. Your body feels different when you come back. So instead of that week of, like, a little bit off and then you come back and you're like right where you pick back up, it takes maybe another week in the gym to get your body feeling good again, and to get your gut back to normal, to get your sleep back to normal. It takes, so then what could have been like right back into it, you're now 2 3 weeks down and you're still not back to where you were when you left.
Yeah. So that could lead, and we've talked about this before. Uh, that could lead to this all or nothing mindset, right? And how to overcome that all or nothing mindset. Kind of tie that to your last kind of statement there, if you could.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think that very similar to the podcast last week is like you have to have grace with yourself and say like, no, like I'm human. I want to enjoy my life. I'm not a robot. And part of that is potentially relaxing a little bit more on vacation or eating foods that are off that I wouldn't normally eat. Like that makes us human. Having grace with that, but also like sticking to the course and keeping your goals front of mind. And I think that helps with all or nothing to where you're either all in or all out, all in or all out. The people that fail are the ones that have that mindset. We see it all the time. You know, I remember I answered this question to someone. They said like because I make it like I weekly. I usually have some type of dessert, whether I'm on vacation or not on vacation. Like weekly, I have some type of dessert, usually a scone or a donut or cookie or something like that. And somebody had said to me, "Well, what? I don't understand. Like you eat that stuff all the time. You know how do you not? You know?" And the person that said that is one of those people that's like all in, tracking food, tracking macros, not eating anything off, not and then they can't do it anymore, and then it's like 3 weeks of whatever because it didn't work, and it's like up and down, and I'm like, well, that's exactly why I can do it, is because it's like I know I'm going to get that scone every single Thursday, and I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to move on, and life goes on, and no harm done, and it was so good, and I know next week there's none of that like deprivation of, oh, I might not get this again, or oh, I'm all in, I'm so strict, I'm not gonna, it's just easy. And I know it's just like every once in a while, and that's where the 80/20 comes in on vacation. Same thing with the all or nothing.
Yeah, 80/20. I think 80/20 rules really, it's a very wise, there's a lot of wisdom in that, and, helping us live our lives daily so that we can keep moving forward in whatever it is that we're shooting for, whether it be fitness, whether it be career, whether it be whatever it is. I like that. How do we wrap up today? What's the takeaway from today, would you say? Go have fun?
Yeah, go have fun. But I would say, like, remember, like, the non-negotiables. So that was the thing is make sure you're eating enough protein, get some type of movement every day, even if it's just walking, make sure you're staying hydrated. I say be intentional with alcohol, but be intentional with everything. So alcohol, food, fitness, sleep, be intentional with it. And enjoy yourself, but remember keep your goals in the back of your mind so it makes it easier when you do get back from vacation.
Yeah. I like it when we're really disciplined about an area of our life. It frees us up to do other things in our life. It's when sometimes when and maybe it goes back to that all or nothing kind of statement. Whereas, I failed on this meal, so this time with my son that I get once every 3 months, I'm sitting there in the back of my mind saying, "Well, I just failed in my meal," and now it takes away from the enjoyment in what I'm actually there to do, and that's to be with my son or be with my grandchildren. So I like the mindset of just getting away from that all or nothing. I like just the way you even set this up. Have the right expectations and be intentional about the choices that you make. Maybe good, better, best choices rather than bad choices or the wrong choices. Just make good, better, best choices. And if we kind of stay in that realm, 80% of the time and 20% of the time we maybe experience things that we don't normally do daily. It's okay. I love that conversation today, and I really appreciate that kind of outlook and mindset. And I know for certain, our clients that are listening to this, that are planning their vacations, if they can adopt even 80% of what you talked about today, their vacations will be great, and they'll come back to the gym refreshed and ready to go to continue their fitness journey. So, hey, thanks for today. Congratulations on your vacation. I'm just
Thank you.
wondering what's going to happen the next vacation. What's going to, I mean, what are
I
we
don't
going to
know.
come back, you know?
Be a while for the next one. So I don't know.
Thanks so much for all you bring to this podcast, Kayla. I know our clients respect you. I know they really listen to what you have to say, and each week you just keep bringing it. So I don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but whatever it is, I know it'll be good. We'll
I
see
hope
you.
so. See ya.